I struggle with ephemeral things. I suspect this comes from growing up with parents who had to be really frugal for us to get by. I tend to want to keep anything with potential utility because I don't know when I'm going to end up needing something down the road but not have the money to afford it. As such, it's incredibly difficult for me to spend money on things that I know are going to have short use, even if I know I get a lot of value out of that short time. Because of this, despite how much I've wanted a fairy garden for years, I've never been able to commit to it. I love the way they look, I love the little bit of magic they convey on a space, and I love how it gives you an opportunity to do exterior design on a small scale. But admittedly, a lot of the kits and supplies to make fairy gardens are fairly expensive. So when I saw our local dollar store had a lot of fairy garden stuff, my mom and I made a trip there when there weren't very many people out, so I could pick some up. I admit, I don't know how long this stuff is actually going to stay in my yard, especially with the wide array of small animals we tend to attract. But if it does last, I can build upon it and make a fairy garden that grows every year. And if not, I am learning how to like creation for creation's sake, even if that creation is short-lived. More than that, social media has given me a way to document these ephemeral moments and share them with others. I do think a second aspect of my hesitancy is because I have aphantasia. If you're unfamiliar, aphantasia is when you don't have a mind's eye. No matter how much I try to close my eyes and imagine an apple, I will never see anything other than a blank black space. This, coupled with my memory issues, leaves me often in fear that I will completely forget my life. It causes me to spend too much time on Facebook even when I know Facebook is causing me emotional distress, because at least Facebook stores my memories. One of the downsides of modern technology is that social media companies own a number of our memories. Unless I want to commit great space in my home to storing the physical evidence of my experiences, I have to trust companies to protect my most precious memories. Companies like Meta or Google or Microsoft, companies that I, as a tech worker, did not believe were ethical enough to even want to work for. Regardless, I digress. I'm learning there's a third option as well, beyond physical souvenirs or data paraphernalia, and that is the minds of people who care for you. Your friends, your family members, and other close connections. The ones who ground you in your identity even when you yourself don't remember who you are or how you got here. While I suspect the specifics of my feelings about social media, memory, and ephemeralness of things may be rather unique, I wager that the resulting confusion, hesitancy, and reluctance to break ties with Facebook are fairly common, especially in people my age. Many of us thought we were going to grow up and seize our destiny and be the people we always wanted to be. Instead, we have become the people we have needed to be to survive the global catastrophes we have lived through and have had broadcasted to our eyeballs since we were children. Many of us are desperate to hold on to social media from a time when we were less coping strategies and capitalist survival skills and more in tune with our more optimistic childhood selves. I obsess too much about the film Memento. If you're unfamiliar, let me give you a low spoiler summary. Memento features a man who is unable to create new memories after an accident. To keep track of who he is, he has an elaborate set of tattoos on his body which remind him of his primary directives in life. The film explores many things, but of them, my favorite is, does he have agency over his life or will he be preyed upon by others? I sometimes fear ending up like the main character of Memento, where I can't remember my past well enough to remember who I am well enough to prevent being manipulated going forward. This makes it all the more important to me that I surround myself with the right people, that I do things that make me smile, even if they don't last, and that I share as much as I can. I apologize if this took a bit of a dark turn for a discussion about cheap fairy gardens, but while I think my circumstances aren't common, the resulting uncertainty I have surrounding temporary things is extremely common. Anyway, please let me know what you think about fairy gardens, temporary things, the movie Memento, or our relationship with the social media down below. And if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Bye-bye.